Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to this video. So this is going to be sort of a first impressions type thing. I have two new mascaras, one of which is the MAC Bold and Bad Lash, which is impossible to get hold of, but thankfully I found it. Second of which is I think this is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise in America from L'Oreal, but in the UK it's called the Paradise Ecstatic. But although it's got a different name, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing because it has the exact same brush. So yeah, I'm not sure why they gave it a different name and packaging, but that seems to be the case. And the other thing is the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. This isn't the newest one. I think this is the rose. This is the rose gold one, which was graciously provided by my sister. But I know that she's just come out of a new palette and I wanted to give like a sort of first impressions demo type video of the older palette because I assume it's the same thing, just different colours just different colours? Just a different colour of highlighter. So I was curious to see how this works. So I could decide whether I wanted to buy the new one, and hopefully it can help some of you if you were wondering whether you should buy it. Or maybe even this one, because this one is very pretty. So yeah. It's going to be a review type video of these three products. I know two of them are mascaras and that's going to be a bit strange. I think I'm going to do one mascara on one eye, other mascara on the other eye. So if there happens to be a really huge difference between the finish of these two mascaras, then, well, my face is going to look crazy. But what's new, hey? I just spat everywhere. Hope you didn't notice, but I just said it, so. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, so first things first, of course I have to put the foundation on. I would have done this already, but this has the cream product in it and I didn't want to put the foundation on because usually I would just set it straight away so it doesn't crease. And then obviously you can't put a cream on top of a powder, so we'll just quickly do that. Primer I'm going to be using is the High Adherence Silicone Primer by The Ordinary. And of course the video isn't about this primer, but I will say as I'm using it that this is a very good duplicate for the Smashbox primers. The silicone ones, just the clear one, because the other ones obviously do other things like purple for dullness, green for redness and all that. But this is of course clear, so it's very similar to the clear one if you like that type of primer. Also this one is much cheaper, so that's always a good thing in my book. Just quickly do the foundation. I'm going to use the Armani Luminous Silk in case you're wondering. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly conceal, and if you saw my last video, you'll know that I love both of these. This one for under the eyes and this one for the face. Tarte really knows how to make their concealers, eh? Really good. Okay, so I just put my hair back with this black hairband because it was getting all up in my face. Now I feel like a pirate, but oh well. And now I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty palette. I'm so excited about this. It's so beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the steps that they have printed on it. It says, first, to prep, apply Fiji as a base to smooth skin and amplify light reflecting pearls. So Fiji is the cream one. So it's saying to apply this as a base to where you would highlight. Okay. What do we use? Fingers or brush? I'm going to use fingers because it's cream. I'm just going to apply this to where I would usually apply my highlight. With just the tops of my cheekbones. The bridge of my nose. Brow bone. Chin. Oh my god, can you see that fleck of glitter? It's from Steal That Korean Glitter video. It won't come off. It's everywhere. I've washed my brushes like 3 times by now. Glitter is just so annoying. But so pretty and sparkly. Okay, so now that we've got the cream done, I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my makeup. Of course, I'm going to avoid the areas where I just put that cream highlight because I don't want to get rid of the highlightiness. But also I do like to set my face before I apply any like bronzers or any powder products. Because of course, if your foundation is still tacky and you put like a powder bronzer or something like that on top, it tends to go a bit streaky, whereas if you set it and it's a nice smooth base, then it just goes on a lot nicer. For under my eyes, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And then for everywhere else, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Velvetizer. And I am going to use this small brush to put it everywhere. Usually I'd use a big brush, but because I want to avoid those specific areas, it's just easier to go with a more detailed brush. Or with a lame. Okay, so as I said, I avoided the areas which I put the cream product with the powder. Because if you put highlight on top of highlight, then it's just blinding. And that's what everyone wants. That's what everyone wants, right? So that's what we're going to go for. Bronze Goddess, like Huda Beauty. We can only dream. Okay, so the second step says set, and it says dab seashells from cheek to temples to set and bring out the pop. So that's just the second colour, of course. And I'm just going to go in with a Morphe M510. Is that how you say them? Or is it like M510? You get what I'm saying? I'm just going to apply this everywhere that I'm going to go from cheeks to temples with this, and I'm also going to put it on those areas where I put the highlight also. I have to say already, just using these 2 products, I really like it. It gives you a nice glow, but it's not crazy. Like when I use the Beverly Hills, Ofra Beverly Hills highlight, I really love that one, but it's really like, really bright. This is like, it's a nice glow, but it's subtle in a way, if you know what I mean. Like it blends, I feel like it blends nicely with my skin tone, and it looks like this could be natural. Could be. I mean, it isn't. Of course, there is 2 more steps. The next shade, okay, the next step is sculpt, and it says apply Tahiti under cheekbones to add dimension and shape. This one kind of confuses me because it's of course like a bronzer shade, like a brown bronzy shade, but it's shimmery. And I'm not sure about, it seems like they want you to contour with it under cheekbones. So in the hollows of your cheeks where you usually contour. Or maybe they mean just above that. Before we get to any of that, I just want to bronze up a bit. So I'm going to use the Galactic Bronzer on Cabo, no surprise. And I'm going to use this actually, I guess another first impressions because it is new. Well, it's new to me. The Real Techniques brush in Point XL. And it's a nice little fluffy brush. It's so soft and it's huge. Which is kind of what I'm looking for, because at the moment, I don't know why, I just go through these stages where I really struggle with like certain areas of makeup. And at the moment, I literally can't bronze for the life of me. I just keep getting like 1 line of bronzer and that's it. I don't know why, so I thought maybe if I try a bigger brush, maybe this will help. And it's nice and tapered as well, so if you get the product right here, then the rest of the bristles will blend it nicely. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'm gonna take some. Ew, I just stuck my hand all up in the bronzer. Somehow, even with this headband on, it's still getting in my face, my hair. Don't know what it is. It just likes my face. I have to say, I know it's just my first use, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that I really like this brush. It's so soft. And I feel like it's a good size for bronzer, for like just an all over bronze, rather than like a precision bronze, I guess, like a contour situation. It just gives you a nice flush of colour, which is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, so back to the Huda palette. the Sculpt shade. Apply Tahiti under cheekbones to add dimension and shape. And I'm going to apply it just under where I applied the other bronzer, so here, just kind of in my cheek hollow, kind of in my hollow of my cheek, but sort of above. Oh, stay out of my face! You know what, I thought I was going to hate it, but I really like it. It's so glowy. I do feel like a goddess. I sort of feel like I just stepped out of the ocean and I've got that nice glisten. But it's not too much, it's just... So far, this is amazing. But of course we still have one step left, and that is 4, and it's called Flush. It says sweep Zanzibar on apples of cheeks for a healthy glow. And Zanzibar is of course the blushy shade. Again, I'm just going to use the same brush. I really like how this applies highlighters. I just feel like it's subtle enough, but it also lays down enough product. Okay, so I did just apply that, but I feel like it's a lot of highlight and not a lot of pigment, so it's not really blushy. So I am just going to add a blush on top of that. I'm just going to use the Immortal Flower by MAC. Okay, so now that I've done all the steps in this palette, I would have to say that I really like it. I really like it apart from the Zanzibar bit. I think I would love this just as a highlighter, but I'm not sure how I feel about putting on the apples of your cheeks. I feel like just this whole area now just looks really glowy, which it looks nice. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's ugly. But I just, like, personally, I don't like to highlight that far down or towards the centre of my face. I'm looking to draw attention away from this nose, not towards it. But before I applied Zanzibar, I did really love the way it looked. I feel like this is probably actually my favourite highlighter palette, and I have a lot of them. And I wish this was mine. Okay, so I'm just going to go fill in my brows and then I'll be back for the mascara. Okay, so I just filled in my eyebrows obviously, and I put a bit of bronzer through my crease just for a little som. And now we shall move on. Alrighty. To the 2 mascaras. I'm going to do like my usual routine, so basically what I mean by that is I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I tend to always curl my eyelashes because my eyelashes grow like straight down, and it's very annoying because they're not really short, but they look really short because they're like... Also, I really hate applying false eyelashes because I suck at it, and I feel like when you curl them, it can give like the illusion of false eyelashes, or they just look a bit thinner. That's what I'm about. So yeah, the first mascara I'm going to go in with is the Lash Ecstatic, or Lash Paradise if you will. You've probably seen this mascara everywhere. It looks a lot like the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's sort of like an hourglassy shape, and I have tried the the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara before, but I didn't really like it. I felt like it made my lashes clump together, and it didn't give them as much length as I would want, so hopefully this one works out a bit better. So I'm going to do this one on this side of my face. Oh snap, wait, let me read the claims real quick. It says, intense volume, spectacularly long lashes, and it's a pleasure to apply. Okay, so I've just applied a coat, and I'd say straight off the bat that is very, very black. That were barely English. Very, very black. And very, very lengthening. Like, my eyelashes look very long. The one thing I would say is they look sort of spidery. Like, I feel like they're clumping together a lot more. And I think that's the same problem I had with the Too Faced one. Like, it gives you a lot of volume, I guess, in the terms of it puts a lot of product onto your eyes, so your eyelashes look thicker. But I feel like they also clump together, so it doesn't look like you have many lashes. If that makes sense. I mean, you can see the proof is in the pudding. I will go in with a second coat, but for now I'm just going to leave it, see how it sets, see if my eyelashes drop at all, because that's another thing I hate about mascaras, when they pull your eyelashes down. Because like I said, I like to curl them so they're curly, but mine are straight, and then they end up like more. I don't want actual spider legs on my eyes, so please work out. So the second mascara I'm going to go in with is the MAC Bold and Black. This mascara, firstly let's talk about the packaging. It's like embossed, I guess, with this velvet. It says bad and bold lash. Yeah, like I said, this was pain to get hold of. It was literally sold out anywhere. I came about it by chance. I'm super glad that I did, and I'm excited to use it. I am someone who uses like a different mascara for the bottom eyelashes. Usually I'd use the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara, simply because the wand's huge. I can never really get in there and I just get it all over my face. Of course. First I'm going to go in with the big one, obviously, and just coat my top lashes. Ah, poked myself straight in the eyeball. Okay, so that's one coat of this on the top lashes, and I know this isn't a comparison video, but just to compare the two, as I have both on one eye. With just one coat, I feel like this one has done a lot more in terms of like volume and length, whereas this one, I guess because it's a tad bit of a dry formula, or you get, and I guess it's that you get less product on the brush, it hasn't added too much volume with just one coat, and I feel like these eyelashes definitely look shorter than these ones. So with just one coat, I'd say the L'Oreal is coming out on top so far. And now just to use the little brush for my bottom lashes. Okay, so I really love this brush and this mascara for the bottom lashes. It's a very similar little brush to the MAC Extended Play, and you can really get in there and like lengthen your lashes. And I really like the look of that. There's of course a bit of mascara underneath my eye from poking myself in the eye. On the top half too. I don't judge the little mascara for that, but apart from that, it has added a lot of length to my bottom lashes. Oh, I really love this for bottom lashes. I know I just said that, but I have to repeat. They look so good. I feel like they never look this good. Okay, so now for another coat of the top lashes. I'm gonna do the L'Oreal first. And then I'm gonna go in with the MAC. Okay, so now we've applied 2 coats of both. I would say clearly they're both very different mascaras. I think this one, if you're going for length and a lot of mascara, like you like the spidery kind of look, this one's probably for you, because it applies a lot of product and it really lengthened my lashes. And as well as that, they seem to have held the curl really nicely, which is definitely what I look for in a mascara. I just feel like this at the moment is a bit too wet for me. Maybe when it gets a bit like older and dries out a bit, it will be a really nice mascara, but I feel like for me personally it applies too much. But yeah, very nice length, and if you like the spidery look, then this one's definitely for you. As for the MAC one, I mean, you can see a clear difference. This one looks a lot more feathery. I would say that the curl has definitely fallen more, like they look more fluttery and like blown out to the side. It hasn't really like held the curl. I feel like my eyelashes are dropping, but it has separated really nicely. But I will say, I know I only did 2 coats, but this is quite difficult to build up. I don't feel like it looks much more voluminous than the first coat. It does a good job of combing through your lashes, but it doesn't really add too much product. So if you want to build up, then probably a combination of these, this is the concealer. If you want to build up, then probably a combination of these two would be good. Maybe if you use this one first to separate and then put this one on top, or the other way around. In fact, let me do that. Okay, this side's the MAC side. I mean, I'll just move myself in a bit so you can see the difference. Okay, so this is the difference without mixing the 2 mascaras. This is the MAC side, this is the L'Oreal. I mean, you can see a clear difference. There's much more mascara on the side. It looks more voluminous. They look longer, but definitely more clumpy. Whereas this side is more feathery, definitely less mascara, and as well, my curl was slightly dropped. Okay, so now that I've applied both to both eyes, I'd say I'd really prefer the MAC side with the L'Oreal applied on top. I feel like it looks a lot more fluttered and feathery out, maybe because the MAC side, I mean the MAC first like combed it out and I made it fluttery, and then when I went in with the L'Oreal and just added the mascara, it gave a really nice effect. I feel like it looks fluttery and they're not clumped, and the curl, the curl definitely has fallen, there's no getting away from that. But I really like how separated they are, and I feel like it sort of has elongated my eyes. Whereas on the L'Oreal side, I still quite like this, but I feel like because I put 2 coats of this, it looks like a lot of mascara, and when I tried to go over it with this, it just clumped together even more and I had to brush through just to get rid of the clumps. But I mean, you can clearly see that this side has definitely held a curl better. So this mascara is really good for holding a curl. I might give an update once this has dried out a bit, because I feel like this will be a lot easier to work with and it's less wet, because it's quite difficult to keep combing through your lashes to separate them, but it just keeps applying more and more product. But then this one doesn't apply enough product, so the mix is definitely great. But I would say on the MAC side, the tiny little wand, that is my favourite. I really love that. I feel like it did a really good job of my bottom lashes. They look separated, they look longer, and I didn't get any on my skin, except for this eye of course, but that was from blinking the top lash. Okay, so at the end of this video, I'd say I really like all of these products actually. This Huda Beauty highlighter thing, I think this was my favourite thing that I tried out. It's just, it makes you look, I feel like I look so glowy, but in a nice way, like it doesn't look sweaty. Of course, as I said before, I wouldn't go in with the blush shade because I feel like it's gone too far in now and maybe my pores look a bit sweaty, but that's another thing I would say. It didn't accentuate my pores at all. Usually if I put like the Ofra highlighter in too close, these pores look huge, but this doesn't. It just looks quite nice and glowy. Maybe a bit sweaty. Definitely when I had just applied the first 3 shades, I think it looked really nice. And I would definitely use this again when I buy it for myself, because this is not mine. As for the mascaras, of course, both very different mascaras. I think this is better if you want more of a fluttery natural look, and this is better if you want like dramatic spider lashes, curly spider lashes. And I know spider lashes may sound unappealing, but it's just because it tends to clump together a bit, but you can totally get rid of that if you just brush through it a bit. Another thing that I'll mention is the prices. This Huda Beauty palette is £40. But I feel like that's worth it because you do get 4 shades in here and they are all like very wearable and beautiful. I know I said I wouldn't wear the blush colour, but I feel like it's subtle enough that I could just wear that as a highlight by itself. So would I say that this is worth it for £40? Definitely. I would definitely purchase this if one broke as hell. This mascara is £19.50, this MAC one. Do I think it's worth it? I mean, it is 2 mascaras in one technically, but you are getting the same amount of mascara. And I feel like I really like the little mascara, but this one I'm not the biggest fan of. So there's other good MAC mascaras, like the Extended Play is very good. I feel like I'd probably buy that one instead. That also has a really nice wand for the bottom lashes. Or even maybe just buy this one. This one's like £10 or something. And then buy like a Clinique bottom lash mascara, or just a smaller mascara for your bottom lashes, and it'd probably be like the same price. As for this one is £9.99, and at Superdrugs at the moment there's a 3 for 2 on, so that's bang for your buck. I think it's definitely worth it. Makes your lashes look really nice, just a bit clumpy in my opinion. But if that's something that you're looking for, I know people like different types of mascaras, so if you like that like really thick mascara look, this one's definitely for you. And if not, as I said, you can comb through it, so that's no problem at all. And I guess also this was the first impressions of this brush as well by Real Techniques, and I have to say I really like this. I feel like it gives a nice all over bronze, which is definitely what I was looking for, and it's really soft. Does a good job of blending out. Yeah, this brush is great. So yeah, that's it for today. That's all my first impressions. And for the most part, it turned out really well, and now I want to go out and spend money. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope this video helped you if you're looking to purchase any of these, or the new Huda Beauty palette, which I'm very interested in now. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.